Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Good evening, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. I thought I'd had a technical failure then. It was saying could not load comments in my little eCam window, so I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do now? I'll have to try and figure another way around it. But then, as if by magic, it's worked. And the first comment that's popped in is Jeff. So, hi Jeff. I've still got my YouTube comment pop-out window, so I can see everyone else as well though. So, hi Paul, great to see you here. And Michael as well, obviously, and Gage. Hi Gage. And Chris, nice to see you here. I see you're on the new channel as well. So we can all see your name better. That's great. And yeah, we just need to get the avatar sorted out. What's that? I've just Paul, are tickets or whatever available for the conference videos of the so would that be the People of Video conference recently, or the Leap into Live? Oh, and hi to Michael also in the UK. So we've got some people staying up late. In fact, we've got quite a UK centric chat at the moment with Jeff, Chris, and Michael, and then obviously Michael and Paul in the UK, in the US. There is a replay ticket. So yeah, I don't know if that's People of Video or the Leap into Live that you're talking about there, but I still have not watched all of my replays from Leap into Live, actually. I've got a list of the ones, like I've prioritised them, but I've just got to find the time to go through them. It's been another bit of a busy week this week. So you may have noticed not as many long-form videos, still only 2. I'm slipping slightly further behind. Hey, Miss Eileen, how are you doing? Great to see you here, as always. People of Video. So yeah, I definitely need to get the People of Video pass as well, actually, personally, because yeah, obviously didn't see any of those apart from Gigi did stream part of one of them, but I won't tell anybody. Yeah, I'll have to get hooked up with the details for that one as well. So yeah, this week what have I done? I think is it 2 or 3 long form videos I've done. I've still got my shorts going out, 1 a day. So as I mentioned on my last stream, I reduced it. Actually, thanks to comments from Eileen, the voice of wisdom. So I reduced it to 1 short a day. All of the ones this week, I think pretty much all of them have been about TubeBuddy. So there was lots of little things as I started digging into that were little sort of tips and things like that. So I thought I'd do a whole series on that. So they're obviously quite niche. Those are, well, I say niche, there's quite a lot of people use TubeBuddy, but I mean, they're all on one specific topic rather than a range of topics, but hopefully some people found them useful. And then the long form videos, normally whenever I do a long form video, I just put it out. And so even if I've done multiple ones in a day, I'm not really ever looking for optimum time to post and that sort of stuff at the moment, because I'm creating quite a few. So in general, averaging 1 a day of the long form is obviously what I need to do to hit the 365 in a year. So I've just been putting them out when I've done them. So that's why, sometimes I've put out 3 or 4 in a day when I needed to catch up a little bit. But this week, I've actually been recording some videos that I haven't released yet. So it's a bit strange for me to do that, but it'll become self-evident why that is. But yeah, next week I've got, I'll have quite a few to release. So although I've only put out 2 long form videos, I've still been working. Don't worry, I've not been slacking, because I don't have an excuse like last week. I was in a conference just all week, and it totally blew me out in terms of the time that I had to do anything. Whereas this week I've had a little bit more time, although still been quite busy actually. I've spent half of yesterday in immigration sorting out my visa extension. It's one of the things about living in Thailand. There's no easy route to citizenship here, so it is a case of having to renew visas every year and things like that, and it's always quite a task in terms of documentation and things like that you have to get. And it always seems like whenever I think I've got everything all sorted out and I go down to the immigration with my documents, there's always something that say, oh no, it's changed now, you also need this X, Y, and Z document. So I don't know if they just do it to test me or not, but anyway, got it all sorted, so that's all done now. So there we go. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a busyness in the middle of the week with that, and then yeah, creating these other videos. But I will just come on to my stats, because it's it's one of the things, isn't it, that I'm always interested in what the stats are. I don't care about them, but I care about them. So let me just bring them up and let's have a little look. So it's day 365. It's day 155 of 365. So we're sort of creeping up on the halfway mark. It's quite strange though, because the first 100 days, which was actually the original target, was to do 100 videos in 100 days, and then I sort of extended it. We're almost at the halfway point, but this last 55 have just sort of flown by, really, for me. I'm sure they might have dragged on for other people, but it just seems like seems to have just flown by. So now I've got some catching up to do. I'll try and get back on track by the halfway mark, so I'm up to those averaging one a day. So 141 videos, 29 shorts. As I've said, I'm not counting the shorts in the challenge, because that would be cheating, wouldn't it? But the shorts, I've got into a bit of a flow with that as well. So I basically just record them after I've done the live stream. Then at some point over the weekend, I'll just record all of the ones for the week, and then just sort of drip them out over the week at one a day. I'm still sort of experimenting with those, really. It's just the first batch that I did were all of my TikTok videos that I did before, so they were a bit dated in some ways, only by a month or so, but still, they were talking about like the new Stream Deck 5.0 release and stuff like that. This last week was a TubeBuddy series, so I don't know whether to do it like that, where it's kind of like each week is a different sort of series on a different topic or something like that, perhaps. I'm just still all playing. It's all an experiment. It's all new to me, so we'll see how things go. And subscribers jumped up by, I think, around, what was it last week? I think it's gone up by about 32 or something this week. So welcome to all you new lovely people. And then the views have also gone up by, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 or something like that. I'll just come and share my screen now and show you the actual stats for those that are interested. I've lost my buttons now. Hang on a minute. Where's it gone? Take that one off. There we go. Confusing myself. This is my YouTube channel page, and you can see my content. I color coded my shorts so they're all red, whereas the regular videos are yellow. So it does just sort of highlight the lack of long form content in the last the last 3 weeks. This week, as I say, I put out a couple. There we go, those two. The week before, I only put out one. And then the week before that, I think there was one that week as well. So there's a bit of a sort of sea of shorts in there. And then that's before I started posting shorts. So I need to get that into a more consistent sort of red, yellow. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So that there's a bit of a balance in there. But that will all be fixed next week. In fact, next week there'll probably be a few more yellows than reds. But anyway, so if I come into my analytics, it has remained sort of fairly consistent. As I've mentioned before, there was that sort of pickup about 3 weeks ago. Actually, when I started creating shorts, it was a kind of combination of that and a post that I did about the Ecamm Live beta software beta. That sort of had quite a jump up in my subscribers. So if I just come up to the lifetime, you can see it did have this jump up. But then the long form content, I think the long form content, that's exactly what I had in my mind, by the way, Michael. So the long form content, with that sort of dropping off in the last couple of weeks, what's happened, I suspect, is that sort of regular viewers who have not been as interested in the shorts have not been watching. And so there's been a drop off in views, perhaps slightly, although it's still higher than it was before I started doing the shorts, and then the watch hours are still. This little popover still is getting in the way. It's quite erratic, really. It's basically whenever I post a long form video, there's like a spike up, and then there's a spike down, and then those will be my 2 long form videos from before. So when I do post content, it's clear that people are actually watching it. At least some people, giving you those spikes. So hopefully next week we'll see how it goes next week, because there's some interesting stuff happening next week, and the videos I think will be will probably be quite popular. I hope they'll be quite popular. I hope people find them useful. So that'll be for next week. Subscribers, I've still been having sort of relatively high numbers. There was one day last week when I think I got about, there we go, there's 1 and 3. So like I say, it's lovely to have you all here, but I don't sweat over it if there's a day when it's like fewer than the day before or something like that. So that's what's been happening. Let's just have a little look at the demographics, because I'm really interested in this, because I mentioned it last week. It's no real surprise, I suppose, but I just noticed last week that the age group, since I started doing shorts, has shifted. So let's have a little look at, where is it down here, age and gender. So if I come to, instead of changing this to lifetime, if I make this to be the last month, so let's have a look, October. So you can see there that there's a higher proportion of female to male, or higher than before at least, but also there's this 13 to 17-year-olds and 24 to 34-year-olds are basically accounting for almost 30% of the audience. So basically under 34s is almost 30% of the audience. Whereas if I come to September, you can see that that's basically 16%. So it's actually sort of doubled the percentage almost of the people in that younger age bracket. And I don't know why that's it's not surprising to me, but it's just interesting to see statistics. I'm a bit of a maths geek, and things like this just fascinate me. So I'll keep track of that and keep you posted with how that's going. Thank you, Eileen. I really appreciate that. And you're an inspiration to me, you are, with all of the amazing content that you've got and your portfolio. And you're an inspiration in terms of you've tried everything and are trying everything. And it's, what I'll say no more. You are an inspiration. And I always appreciate your comments and value your opinions and feedback. So thank you for that. Yeah, well, I totally get that. I'm one of the people who dropped off The View, but I don't like shorts. Yeah, well, that's the same as me, to be honest. I don't tend to watch shorts, although I have got a new favourite Mrexcel channel, which is basically favourite TikTok channel, which is Mrexcel tips, because there's just little bite-sized things, and a lot of them are sort of basic, but then I found one that is an Mrexcel thing that's basically got some quite good little sort of more advanced stuff. So I've been using Mrexcel for, well, I suppose technically it's around about 30 years now, however long it's been around almost. So yeah, since the sort of mid-90s anyway. So I'm a bit of an Mrexcel geek, but there's still always more to learn. So I love stuff like that, and so I do like the sort of little tip stuff. But as a general YouTube consumer, I watch my sort of content, not obviously my own, but I watch that sort of stuff. I'm more about like tutorials and stuff that I can learn stuff from, and so yeah, that's the sort of stuff that I watch, and it tends to be 20 to 40 minute sort of length is the sort of stuff that I like. So that's probably why I've fallen into actually just creating that stuff myself. So I don't blame you, Chris, because it's not for everyone. But it is part of the general sort of YouTube experiment. So this is all just sort of me playing around, trying to figure out like how to sort of find my my way on YouTube and find out what's working, so that I can share it with all of you lovely people as well. So yeah, I did actually get a really good little tip yesterday. So I had a consultation call with somebody that had booked through actually two tips. So first of all, if anybody wants to book a call with me, they can do so through my Buy Me a Coffee page. So I have a thing on there where you can become a monthly member, and then you can book a call, and it's just done through Buy Me a Coffee, and then you book at the time through Calendly, and then we get on a Zoom call and do things like that. But I had somebody book one of those, but then said that actually they would prefer if they didn't have to go through Buy Me a Coffee. So I am going to add a separate way to book directly on the website, so that people can book that way, because you can obviously integrate payments with Calendly. I've got the Calendly account that allows for integration with Stripe and PayPal and whatever. So, but obviously if somebody's going to go through Buy Me a Coffee, then Buy Me a Coffee sort of tries to, it does prompt people to register with Buy Me a Coffee and set up an account and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like an extra layer of friction, because ultimately you're taken from Buy Me a Coffee to the Calendly page anyway. So I could just have a separate link which I'm going to put onto my my website, so that people can book through there directly. But then if they want to go to the Buy Me a Coffee and get the because I do offer a discount if people are on a monthly support thing on the Buy Me a Coffee, so I'll just mention that and send people that way if they want it. But it just gives people other options to book. But anyway, that all of that as an aside, because it was somebody who had booked one of these calls and just mentioned something which I sort of hadn't really thought about. It's funny, isn't it? The obvious things you often don't think about. But the tags and things like that I use in my my videos, for example, for things like Ecamm Live and so on, they do all assume a level of knowledge of Ecamm Live. You know, generally, I think the people who find my videos about Ecamm Live are Ecamm Live users. So although I do, you know, I obviously have the Ecamm, everyone should have the Ecamm Live affiliate. If you don't already, then definitely sign up for that, so that you can, you know, obviously make money if you refer people and they sign up to Ecamm. Now, I'm a huge fan of Ecamm, as probably people can figure out by now. But I don't really get much affiliate commission from them, because the people who find my videos are generally Ecamm Live users already, because of the way that I've got my tags structured. So it's all, you know, Ecamm Live scenes, Ecamm Live this, Ecamm Live that. And what this person mentioned to me, something that I really appreciate, is that I should actually have some videos or some tags on my videos that are more geared towards you know, how to stream to YouTube, how to stream to Facebook, how to create videos and things like that, where basically the tag is more generic for people who haven't actually discovered Ecamm yet, because there's lots of people who are, you know, go down the OBS route, for example, like I did, because I wasn't aware of Ecamm and then only found out about Ecamm later. So I am going to think about adjusting some, well, not think about it, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to have to think about the way to do it. Going in and sort of adjusting some of my tags so that they are sort of more generic for people to have that discoverability and to be able to find the content. And then I'll probably also, it's going to work out quite well with some things that are coming up in the next week or so, to do some sort of general video about, you know, a beginner's guide to streaming, which basically introduces Ecamm as, you know, my chosen way to do it. Because I did go down the OBS route, and at the time I had an old Mac that OBS just simply couldn't do what I wanted to do on my old hardware. So I was looking for other options, and then happened to see Doc Rock on Mac Break Weekly with Leo Laporte. And he sort of mentioned, as he does, Ecamm, and that's how I sort of found out about it. So yeah, definitely having something that's a bit more discoverable is something that I'm going to be working on in my my upcoming content as well. Yeah, so Eileen asked, do I have PayPal on my Buy Me a Coffee? I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Yep, I think so. And do I ever watch Mrexcel? I have watched Mrexcel. There's a few really good Excel tutorial pages. Now, there's one that's just slipping my mind at the moment, but a really, really great one. I forget her name now, but she's my sort of go-to for all the stuff. She knows absolutely everything, and I think I know a lot about Excel. But I'll have to just find out actually who this is, because I would like to tell you those about it. I know there are a few Excels. In fact, Chris was asking, I believe, I think it was Chris, asked me before if I would do some Excel tutorials on my page, because I am a bit of an Excel power user actually, but I kind of decided not to, just because I could go down a total rabbit hole. I almost thought about setting up my own YouTube channel specifically for doing Excel. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. This is. Let me
Will you marry me?
Whoops. There we go. Let me put this page on.
Oh, I know.
This. She's got a pre-roll.
This is you added channel, and then slowly.
So this is this the one that's this is all Excel. Oh, she's doing all stuff. But yeah, this is, if you want to find Excel tutorials, this is the channel. I'll just drop it in the chat for anybody who is interested. There we go. So yeah, she does really great stuff on all the Microsoft programs, really. But she does really in-depth stuff on Excel. Yeah, she's got got all the info. So she's actually my go-to for anything that I want to figure out. And like I say, I always thought I knew it all for Excel, but she knows a whole lot more than me. So yeah, I decided that I wasn't going to do Excel on my channel just because it's really a channel in itself, I think. So I might get around to doing that one at some point though. Let me have a little look where we are with the comments. By the way, if anybody wants to jump on, as always, I'll stick my little link up there. That's interesting, Eileen. Tags are great, but they don't actually impact the algorithm on YouTube. Is that so? Right. Well, maybe I need to. Maybe it needs to be more just sort of in my descriptions and things like that. To get this sort of angle that I'm looking for. That's very interesting. Mr. Excel's the first podcast you ever watched. Right. Yeah, I have watched him. I have watched him as well. He's great. 6 videos a week. Very good. I'm just catching up with these comments. Sorry, I've sort of lost my track a little bit. I'm just thinking now. So I had an issue with my my PayPal, by the way. So I've had to set up another PayPal. I ended up going into a bit of a PayPal loophole, which was I don't live in the UK, but I had a PayPal account in the UK, and then they introduced something. I think it was earlier this year, where you needed to verify the account using by text message, and I didn't have a UK number to re-verify my account or something like that. And I don't have a UK mobile, so I couldn't actually do it. So then I wanted to set up a secondary account in Thailand, but actually they took PayPal Thailand down while they relaunched it. In fact, let me just check it up a minute to see if it's PayPal Thailand, see if it's up again. It was up because I had a PayPal business account in Thailand, but then when I wanted to set up a fresh one, so I have got PayPal, but it's going to it's actually going to a different account. Let's have a little look. And now when I go to paypal.com, it's sending me to Singapore because I'm using Speedify, and so it's sending me via Singapore. Never mind. Anyway, but yeah, I do have PayPal. Tags are the old meta keyword, gone the way of the dodo. Yeah, so yes, it is. Yeah, it's great Speedify, but it does. There isn't a Speedify. I can't have it default to Thailand. They've not got anything in Thailand, so I go to the nearest one, which is Singapore. So everything that I do, it just assumes that I'm in Singapore. But I do love Speedify. It's certainly saved me a lot. I seem to have had a few network issues over the past. Since I started live streaming, never had any problem with my network, and then obviously it's typical, isn't it? When you start needing it and relying on it more, then it sort of drops out. I did just get a new UPS I've got a new UPS on my computer, but I added one on my my router. Seemed to have had some sort of electrical fault that's just been dropping the router out, because that's actually in another area of the house. So I just put a UPS on that the other day, and so hopefully that won't drop out. It dropped out 5 times last week just with some little slight electrical fault. So anyway, the electrical fault's been resolved, but I thought, well, I don't want that to happen again. So yeah, that's that. So what I've got planned for the week ahead? Well, I've like I say, I've got these other videos that are going to come out, and I will finally, you'll be pleased to hear, Chris, I'm going to get back to my Keyboard Maestro series, because I did the beginner's guide to Keyboard Maestro, and I think, did I do 1 or 2 videos? I've done about 3 or 4 videos on it altogether, but not as a sort of series. So I'm going to get to that, and also the advanced Keyboard Maestro one. I'm going to do the video all about how I use Keyboard Maestro with Ecamm Live as well. So I have it sort of setting up all my windows and things like that. So I'll do that. There's a few things that I've set up in Keyboard Maestro in terms of actually getting the right windows and things open. So where you've got all the, like when I'm live streaming, I want the comments window open, the bandwidth and things like that. So I've got that all programmed in Keyboard Maestro so that I can, it basically just opens and closes all the relevant windows. So I'm going to make that video this week as well, so that that sort of speeds up the process really. And yeah, I've been meaning to get back to the keyboard maestro stuff, but it's just been distracted. I also haven't finished. I did 4 videos of 5 on using the Ecamm Live green screen sharing effect in the beta. So I need to do the 5th video of that. But yeah, it's just been sidelined again with that one, with the events of this week. So Paul is having buffering issues. Do you know, the funny thing is, my bandwidth statistics, for the last few streams, my bandwidth statistics monitor in Ecamm Live has just been basically running off the scale. So I can't actually even see it. I can see the numbers, but let me just show you this for a little minute. Come here and share. I'll tell you what I can do. I should be able to do this as a screen sharing overlay. Let me just quickly drag this one on here. I'm going to put that to be Ecamm Live and bandwidth statistics. There you go. So that is my bandwidth statistics. And you can see that what should be a chart, custom, what should be a chart is basically just is off the scale. And so I don't know if that is a scaling issue of the well, it is obviously a scaling issue. There's no point to have a chart if it's actually just running completely off the chart. So that is my my current bandwidth statistics panel. So yeah, it'd be better to if I could actually see what was going on. So I'll have to figure out what's happening with that one. There's a ton of competition for Ecamm Live affiliate sales, especially since the LGL group was launched. Yeah, I mean, I barely mention it, to be honest. I've even got like overlays for it, so I should be using these more often. But I don't sort of shoehorn them in. I tend to just, when I start explaining something in my videos, because they are sort of off the cuff, there's no editing or anything like that, then as is probably self-evident, I don't have the places where I say, right, I'm going to stick an ad in, basically, or something like that. But I do have all these sorts of things that where's it gone now? If I want to say, if you want to use the best live streaming software on the planet, then you need to check out Ecamm Live. It's what I use to make all these productions. So head over to takeonetech.io/ecamm to get your free trial today. But even there, I did it a bit tongue-in-cheek, didn't I? But yeah, I don't really sort of mention it as much as I should do. I do have it in my descriptions, though. I'll mention it in there. And incidentally, I think I mentioned this on my last live stream. I definitely mentioned it in office hours last week. I went through using TubeBuddy and updated all of my descriptions in YouTube, and I added in basically like a gear list, so stuff that I use with Amazon affiliate links. And what I've noticed is in the past, since I did it, I basically just had a jump up in the number of people visiting Amazon. Well, who would have figured, if you actually give people links, some people will click on them. So I think in the last month I've had, now actually it's about 500 and something. So yeah, I wasn't getting anywhere near as many click-throughs on my Amazon links previously as I have been since they're all in the description, because now people obviously go and look in the description and then they'll look at the gear, and then there's something that maybe they haven't seen and think, oh, I'll go and check out that. So yeah, I've had a big uptick in the number of people that are going through. So if you're doing any sorts of videos, and it's just helpful, isn't it? People are always interested in gear that you're using, or maybe they see something. I get people messaging me asking me what's the mic you're using and things like that. A lot of people think that I've got an SM7B because I've actually got the SM7B windshield on it, and you can only actually see that. So whereas actually it's an MV7. But the SM7B windshield just helps reduce the popping, if you can even notice those sort of things. I actually think it looks a little bit better as well, personally. I think it looks more balanced with the actual microphone itself. It's sort of the right sort of shape for me and aesthetically over the one that comes standard on the MV7. So yeah, so having a gear list in the bottom of your videos, if you're creating videos, is great to help people out who want to know what you're using, but also just help with that traffic. And then the conversion rates, once people have gone through the links, is still about the same as it was. So I think it's around 4 or 5%, something like that. So people clicking on links and then going on to purchase something on Amazon is still stayed the same. So I don't know whether that's good or bad. Only time will tell. We'll have to see how long how long it goes on for, and I'll report back. Obviously, I'm intending to continue on this way of doing things, forever basically. So I'll be producing my content, but then always have like one thing a week where I'm basically just sharing what I've found and what I've discovered, or sharing my mistakes as well, so that you can learn from them. They need to update their homepage. Those are the same images from before I started Ecamm. Yes, well, they could always do with updating the homepage. Perhaps they will, because there may be some new things on the horizon. So who knows? Perhaps they'll get around to updating it. Paul's done a reboot. Great. Maybe it was Maestro, your cat, getting involved. So I mean, there's other affiliate programs as well. Just coming back to affiliates, that I'm a member of the TubeBuddy affiliate, obviously, which I mentioned in my TubeBuddy shorts, and then there's also the Epidemic one as well, Epidemic Sound. I won't bother playing all the little ad things for this because it would just get boring. Another one that I've been using is I've been doing videos about Setup. So that is, I will show you this one, because this is really, regardless of the affiliate link, this is something that I think everybody does need. So Setup is basically, you pay a subscription, $9.99 a month, and then you get access to over 200 apps for the Mac. And the great thing about it is it's like a sort of standalone app store, and you can just download them, try them out, and if you don't like them, you just offload them again. Or if you only use something occasionally, you can just download it for the time you need it and then offload it again. And I use this. I mean, I've been using not most of them, but a huge number of these apps already anyway. And so I got switched over to Setup, and now I just get them all through that. You get all of the updates and things like that. By Eileen. And so I've been using Setup, and I've been mentioning it, and the affiliate program for this one basically works that if somebody uses your affiliate link to sign up, then you get a free month and they get a free month. So it works out good for both people. So I've had probably I forget now how many, maybe 10 or 20 people sign up through that. So it's not financial commission, but it just means you're getting a free month on your own service. So that's another good one to look at if you are doing those sorts of things. And we've got, hello, Paul. How are you doing?
Good.
That's a very fine looking icon you've got there. How are you doing? I just
had to throw that up there.
Yeah. I'll get the full avatar over to you later today. It's actually got half of the face missing, because the way I made those is I just did the bit that you could see, so I just need to fill in that little bit behind the live symbol.
Made my day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got a whole collection of them now, haven't we? So.
Yes, we have a whole family now. We could just throw up on a screen.
That's it. How's everything going for you today?
Good.
How's
He's
Maestro?
Not in trouble. He's doing good. He's sleeping at the moment. His typical mode.
Yeah, that's most cats' mode, I think.
When he wakes up, he'll crawl across the desk, so you might see his tail in the picture before it's over. Right. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good, very good. You're sounding great again. I'm still loving the sound of your mic, the MV7.
Thank you.
I'm just faking it. I've just got the cover popping up there. I'm an imposter.
I have one of those in the back.
They're really good though. The MV7, I really like it.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure I'll cave into my little tech devil on my shoulder, shouting in my ear at some point. But I've been really happy with the MV7 and like using it over USB.
I know mine's named Doc.
Right.
I have this little Doc on my shoulder that keeps talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help that he is actually there, actually talking to us as well. Quite often talking about things. I was wondering that as well. Michael's asked, did the attachment ring for your EV7 work with the teleprompter? Or is it not come yet?
Well, yes and no. I got it and I tried it, and I wasn't overly thrilled with it, so I ended up returning the that particular teleprompter, and I'm got the glide
Glide
something or
gear.
other 100. Yeah,
Right. That's much bigger, that one, isn't it? So
yeah.
yeah.
I there's pluses and minuses about it that I like, but so far so good.
Uh-huh.
But it is bigger. But I
Yeah.
like the hood that's around it and everything. So
Got you. Yeah. What screen have you got with that as well? Because the screens are
right now I'm just using an old iPad.
right.
And
That's
it
good.
works
That's
pretty
gonna be
good, but
helpful.
it's a smaller iPad, so
Right.
it doesn't fill up the mirror, so to speak.
Yeah. Ah, well, at least you've got room to upgrade when the little devil starts talking
Yes.
to fit in a bigger monitor.
I need to tell him to shut up.
Yeah, it doesn't work though, does it? I've tried that, but it's very difficult to get him to listen. Yeah, so I like the Lilliput, the 7-inch with the small teleprompter, but I can totally see how having a much bigger one would also be good, because when I'm using like Zoom and things like that, so that's what I use it for really, is just to be able to talk to people rather than doing the whole looking down or looking up, whichever one it is. So it's good for that. But when you start getting lots of people on the call, it gets a bit crowded, and the buttons on the screen are a bit small, aren't they? So
yeah, and that was one of the things I got it for, was because of Zoom calls. But
yeah,
I have to get used to seeing the image reversed.
Right.
So it's like I go to try to adjust the picture, and it's like, okay, no, left is right and right is left, because it's
right. Yeah, so there is a way that you can do that. I mean, on the Lilliput you can just flip the image, but on the there is a thing that what's it called now? Is it Lunar Display or something like that for iPad that does the flipping? I can't remember. I'll have to have a little think about that. There was some app that you could get that basically flipped the image so that didn't happen.
Yeah, the instructions kind of talked about something, but the instructions weren't really clear.
Right.
It was kind of like, it was worse than putting something IKEA together.
Right. The instructions on what's that? On the glide gear?
On the teleprompter, yeah, the glide, yeah.
Right.
Like they left out a few words.
Right. Is it Lunar Display? So there's an app for the iPad basically that I think allows you to do it. Have a little look. What are you using with the iPad at the moment? How are you getting the output to that?
I'm just using it as a side.
On sidecar.
Yeah, and then throwing the image up. So
right. So there is this other one. Look, I'm not sure which part of the screen I'm sharing now. Probably sharing completely the wrong part. Just that one a minute. Oh, this seems locked. In fact, I'll just come and do it in here rather than messing around with this one. So there is this one, which I think is what people use, called Lunar Display, which I think allows you to do the flipping.
That would be great.
I think that it does. Connect to Wi-Fi. I'm not sure, but I know loads of people in LGL use it anyway. Or use a teleprompter with an iPad. Yeah. So there'll definitely be someone who will be able to resolve the flipping thing. I think Keely was still using an iPad with hers.
Yeah, I'll have to touch base with her. But yeah, I try this. This may. Yeah, I need something because it's kind of like.
Yeah, it must really throw you if you're trying to do stuff and it's.
I do pretty good until I have to get my cursor on the screen, and then it's like it's kind of like combing my hair in the mirror. It's like okay,
yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and thank you for the icon.
Oh, well, that's all right. It's you're very welcome. I did sort of copy your avatar, so one of your avatars somewhere. In fact, it's this one that you've got on YouTube. So I sort of kind of took that one and copied it a little bit.
It worked. I was like thinking, I need to get one of these, and then all of a sudden I woke up this morning and was like, ooh, I got one.
Yeah, I'm sure I've missed someone out. I tell you who I missed out. So I missed out Caleb, I think. That was who I didn't do.
Well, I think you also missed Ken.
Oh, yeah, well, Ken and Glenn, obviously. Yeah. There we go. That's that. Well,
Two minor people.
Two minor people. Yeah, they don't really matter. Yeah. I'll have to get those done sharpish. I'm sure there was someone else. I tell you, it was as well. Bradley Vinson. I didn't do one for him, so I'll have to.
Well, you got the important people.
Yeah, I got the important people. Yeah, I got the top moderators, so I'll not be moderated. Have you got any further plans for live streaming yourself? Have you got sort of been making any progress towards that?
Getting closer. Kind of thinking I might do just some small little how-to videos until I figure out what I really want to be.
Right. Yeah.
But I was thinking of that today because some questions on some stuff came up, and I thought, I could put a video together on that.
Yeah.
Just to kind of hand out to some people.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've been battling the what I want to be when I grow up syndrome. It's like there's a lot of things I know, and it's like, okay, which of these would people really be interested in?
Yeah. The one that you're most interested in and find the most fun was the way that I went for it. Is the one that I enjoy doing most.
And there's some things that I enjoy doing or I could do, but because of the circumstances, where I live and things like that, I can't do some of those things just because, I don't have the space and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
But we'll see. Doc keeps pushing me.
Yeah. Well, you'll have no shortage of people to be there to support you when you start doing it. It's
very true.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Michael is, I believe, getting very close to doing his next live stream. But he's just actually asked, what are you using for a teleprompter? The Glide Gear 100, was it, you said?
Yeah.
Let me just get that one up. It's, a very bigger one. In fact, speaking of the devil, here he is. Mr. Michael is joining us.
He's coming in. His hair looks different.
He does. Hello, Michael.
Hello there, Michael.
I'll put your question down. You can
Hello, how are you? Oh, wait a minute. Had to unmute the mic. I wanted to know, what teleprompter did you say you ended up getting, Paul?
The Glide. What? It's Glide 100. Glide
Gear 100. Is it? Yeah.
Glide Gear 100.
TMP 100. Yeah, I shall put a picture up.
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
Whoops. There you go. That's a bit of a big picture.
That's a big. And it works fine with the EV10?
Yeah, as you can see from there, there's a bracket that the camera mounts on, whereas the other one, it hung on the front, and with that adapter on it, you couldn't put the lens cover on it anymore. And this one is covered. It's got that hood on it, so you don't really need the lens cover anyway. It's kind of somewhat protected from dust and dirt and stuff.
And it doesn't fit over the end of the lens. That hood can just wrap over anything, so there's no compatibility issues with this one.
Yeah, you could actually put it over the entire camera if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But it works. It's been working good. I've been pleased. There were a few choice words going around when I was trying to put it together, but once I got it up and working, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. One of the things I liked about this teleprompter was the fact that you can slide it on and off easily. But that said, my camera doesn't move anywhere, so it's kind of like a false benefit, really, because it just stays fixed to the mount all the time. I do
have the camera on a Ulanzi quick connect.
Oh right,
thing,
yeah.
So I can just push it and pop it off, and makes it easy.
Yeah, so much of my decisions are ruled by portability and things like that, and I haven't gone anywhere for like 18 months. So It's a bit funny, really.
I know it's like I put this together. It's like, okay, now in order to make this worthwhile, you've got to take it off and go out the door.
That's it. Yeah. By the way, Michael, I've just got to say, I haven't got around to replying to your video from yesterday, but your new setup that you've got, your overlays and things like that, which I've had a little sneak peek of, by the way, everyone. They just look absolutely fantastic. You've obviously been had a busy week.
Oh,
Cool.
thank you very much. There's
Yeah.
one I meant to. There's one I meant to show you, and I didn't do it. I got this idea from office hours last week. When you have to leave for a minute to do anything, like
Yeah.
I made this.
Oh, nice. I love the background that you've got in through all the scenes. It's a really really nice look to it.
Oh, I came across that accidentally when I was building up scenes, and I said, "God, that's pretty."
Uh-huh.
But it took some doing, but I got it. But because of your template that you let everybody have, it's been very easy setting up the scenes. But the ones that are movies, or videos, I have to go back into Keynote and reset everything. But I really like it. It's kind of a calm feeling setup for me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought so too.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it. But I figured I would have one that I used all the time on my YouTube channel. And then I have a couple others that when I make videos just for friends or just for family, I can use a different one so that they aren't seeing the same one when they go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I played around. I did one, and I think I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, there's mine.
Yeah, perfectly framed now.
Yeah. Now that's beautiful. I forget who. I think it was Steve that put up one, and when you were hosting the office hours last week.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, now that's a nice idea," because normally when I have to go with him or nature calls or whatever, I just stop the video camera and it just shows my icon. But I thought, well, I'll have something nice like that. So, Paul, and that was good. Paul, that was beautiful. But
I've been playing with Bitmoji.
Yeah. But at any rate, I just thought I was having so much fun last week. I lost track of time. I wasn't going to bed until 2:00 in the morning. And, and I would make everything and then I'd play it back to myself. Oh, I forgot this. And I had to go back in and fix it. Well, I think I told you on the video, a couple of the things at the bottom, I had forgot to change the color of the wording. So I had to go back in and do that to match everything else that was on the screen. But I just had a ball. And, and I kept, when I ran into a problem, I just brought up one of your other videos and watched it a couple of times and backed it up and moved it forward. Oh, okay, that's how you do it. And then back. And I was able to use a multi-stream so that when I bring on, like your bottom thing there, because in the new version, if you just bring that up and then let it go, it's still turned on. Well, I use the multi-action?
Multi-action, yeah.
So I bring it up, and then when I take it down, it turns it off. Mm-hmm. And that works for me. The only thing that I ran into a problem, and I don't know if I made it clear enough on the video, there's an option under the options menu when video ends, but it doesn't work on that. I guess it only works if you're playing just a video. It doesn't work if you're playing a video within I couldn't make it. Couldn't
scene.
I couldn't make it work.
So that was to end broadcast. Is that the one that you were looking for?
Well, the end broadcast. But even the looping. The little thing you've got at the bottom where it's looping between. Can you set that from that options menu, or did you have to set it from the scene itself?
So that's an overlay that's running in all scenes, and then in the overlay, I've got it set to loop. So that little drop down does appear for it.
But it is a video, really.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that options under the options menu, is that what you're turning it off with when you let it go, or did you have to do that manually, or what?
What
Actually, down in the bottom when you put it in, and there's like a play button in the scene itself that you can click on, and there's a drop down that you can say loop, do nothing.
Yes.
That's where I do it from.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, because using it under the options menu didn't work.
Which one do you mean, the options menu? Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Up at the top of the Ecamm Live page, it has the last one is help, then Windows, and then options.
Yep.
And go down to where
when video ends. Yeah. So that is specifically if you've got the source of the video. I see what you're saying. Sorry. If you have the source of the video in here as a video file, then that option applies to that. So yeah, it doesn't apply to the overlay.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. I just didn't know whether there was something wrong, or I wasn't understanding something. Okay, now I understand. Yep. So when I play just a video and I say its source is video, then that would work.
Yeah. Okay. Because otherwise, that options menu, if you think about it, you could potentially have like multiple different videos running on the same page. Like I've got this one, and I could have another animated lower third running or something like that, or another animation. So it wouldn't necessarily know which one to apply that to. I'd sort of forgotten that was there, to be honest, because I don't really use embedded video, so that's why I couldn't quite figure it out.
No, but I only have one embedded video that I use mostly with my family. And it's strictly a full screen video with no graphics around it or anything else. And so now that would end the stream with that. Yeah, because fantastic. Now I understand more.
Yeah.
there's another little tip when you're using Ecamm, that options menu only works on videos only.
It is, yeah. And I actually did a whole video all about all of the menu options, so I should have remembered that one was there. But I sometimes forget these things myself.
Anyway, we had a great week. It flew by for me. But I was having so much fun, I didn't have time to worry about anything else, and that's a good part.
It is. It's nice when you get into something like that, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, that and watching your videos and going to office hours. You know, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't found Ecamm and all of you people. You, Paul, Doc. I mean, I was at a loss, and all of a sudden. I mean, I still am at a loss, but I can do the things that I want to do and not feel as bad as I was. And this takes up so much time.
Yeah, among friends and a supportive community.
Oh yeah, that's the important thing. But at any rate,
I still can't quite believe that this whole community is centered around a piece of software. To be honest, it's kind of. It's a bit mind-boggling, really, because I don't think there's many other pieces of software that have got the same sort of community spirit to them with like Ecamm, and obviously it's let's give credit where credit's due. We've got quite a good community manager, haven't we? that does an awesome job, but it's just phenomenal, really, what they've achieved. I'll just quickly say hello to Mummy Lala in one of my friends over here in Asia in. I won't say Philippines. I think it's the Philippines. So great to see you here. Also was doing the leader. So yeah, great to see you here. I still can't get over quite how much there was involved in leader. I totally underestimated what was involved in it, and I'll have to give it more time next time around.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't able to finish because of health issues, but it just got too bogged down on me. And but I'll do it next year. Or isn't there something else coming up?
There's Vlogmas, which I've never done that before. Did you do Vlogmas last year, Paul, at all, or were you around in the group at that time?
No, I wasn't.
Right. So that's that's not as structured as I understand it. I think that is literally just a vlog every day, a video every day in December. I might be wrong about that. That's what I thought Leader was, and then I realised there was a lot more to do for it. So yeah, I'll definitely be taking part in Vlogmas though.
And Paul, on your microphone,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
On your microphone, is that a USB mic or?
No, this one is the SNB7, so it's a
XLR?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and then so what do you have it plugged into? You have something like the Rodecaster?
Yeah, I have a Rodecaster Pro.
Oh, well, I don't have a need for the Rodecaster, but that Elgato came out with something a while back.
Oh, the Wave.
Wave, yeah. And it takes XLRs and turns them into USB. I was wondering if that would work.
It would work with that. Yeah, it's a different sort of interface. It's basically, it does what you say. It turns it into USB, and then you've got the here you go, just drop it in there. So basically, you can control the gain and things like that. And then what they're doing is they're basically allowing you to plug in an XLR mic and then to go into the Wave Studio. So Elgato's got the Wave Studio. So then you're doing all of the processing in that. Whereas with the Rodecaster, obviously that's doing a lot of the processing on the machine itself, and then it's on the unit, and then sending the signal, the process signal, into the computer. And then this one, I think this is it only one input or is it two? I think it's only, it's just one.
I think it's just on this one.
Yeah. I mean that's the that's another little devil on my shoulder, talking about the Rodecaster, because it does look like a nice piece of a nice gadget.
Well, the last thing I need is another microphone. I have this one. This is the Rode NT USB.
Oh yes,
and then you can see back on the.
You've got quite
shelf.
a collection behind you, yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm turning the wrong way. Then I have the Elgato Wave mic back there, and I also have lavaliers, and so I really don't need another mic. But I just love the way Paul sounds. Oh, it changed so much from, and I noticed it in office hours. It changed so much for the better.
Yeah.
After he got that microphone than it was before. Before it was kind of like it was a hollow sound behind him, and this just sounds wonderful.
You're just feeding the little devil on my shoulder now, Michael.
Well, yours sounds great too. Now yours is a USB, right?
Mine's Alex? the little brother of the SM7B, so it's the MV7.
Okay.
Yeah, but so this one's it's actually USB and XLR, so that's why I got it, because it means that if I did upgrade my like to get an external unit like a Rodecaster, I could still plug in the XLR, but then otherwise it's just going over USB. But yeah, Doc will just tell you the SM7B all the way.
Oh, I know. I've heard him time and time again. There's a little Doc on my shoulder too.
Yeah.
And
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
Sorry. Am I lagging?
No, not at all.
No, it's perfect on here. I think the feed that comes back into the browser might be a little bit off for you.
Yeah.
For us, it's fine.
That's what it was, because I'm like moving as like, I'm not moving.
Right. Yeah. You're fine.
The same thing happens for me. The two of you look fine, but I'm lagging. Like I'm putting up my hand right now and taking it down. And wait a minute, I got to do it in front of the camera. And when I look at the screen, my hand's already down before it goes up. So yeah, it's the lag coming back to me, but I'm not lagging to you.
Okay. Yeah, because I've also got it on another screen, and which is really off, but it's the only way I can see comments. So it's just kind of like
right.
It's a little getting used to.
Yeah. No, and you look great. Don't worry about it. And
Thanks.
And of course, Alec always has. So what can I say?
What's the camera that you're using at the moment, Michael? Have you got the ZV-E10 plugged in, or is it you using something else at the moment?
No, in matter of fact, we're doing a major upgrade to my office tomorrow. Then I'll use but right now I'm using something called the OBSBot
Yes, yeah.
If I tell it to, when I move, it moves.
Yeah.
But right now I've got it stationary because if I turn to him, it would follow me, and and you don't really want to see what's on the outside of the screenshot.
The
I've
cone
got
of
it zoomed in.
cleanliness.
Yeah, I've got it zoomed in so that I have it zoomed in so that you don't see what's on either side of it.
Yeah.
But tomorrow things will get cleaned up a bit, so we'll be fine. And then I'm putting the ZV-10 on and go from there, and go ahead and try streaming in 4K because I've got plenty of up bandwidth, so there's no reason not to. Any rate, that's where I stand. Oh, and you got to tell me how you liked my little thing at the bottom, like you have there now.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah. I will.
Gage was moving around, and I mean, all of the little.
Yeah, and your stinger as well, I thought was great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I just changed the stinger because I found a graphic I liked a little better.
Right.
And I don't know. Can I do that on here without screwing this up?
Yeah, you can certainly try. I'll just
you're going to end up going to my sharing screen and back. But anyway, here's what it looks like now.
Let me. I'll get you actually on a.
Did you see it?
We did, but it was a bit cropped because I've got you in part of a picture. Let me just create a new scene quickly. Let's go this way. It should be pretty easy to do this. Source camera,
okay,
and then I'll just 1 second. I'll change over to there. We go.
All right.
Right. Give it a go now.
Here we.
One of those buttons. There you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, I changed the background picture because the other one had too much shine to it.
Right.
And I found this picture.
Really good.
I found this picture. Yeah, thank you. I found this picture in some old graphics I had already, and I said, "Oh, wait, that's gray. I'll use that." So anyway, but like I said, I've had a ball getting everything running.
Well, you're pretty much set to go now.
I am, and I know what you're going to ask next, and it's probably going to be this coming week because I am set, and I actually have a couple ideas for videos to follow them that would be uploaded instead of live streamed.
Right.
Maybe live streamed, who knows? And I redid. I redid my. I redid all the scenes, but
they look fantastic.
Yeah. I just, it gave me a calm, quiet feeling, the gray scene that I'm using now.
Yeah.
And I just thought that's great. Any rate.
Hey, there we go. Look, Doc's just popped in. Wrinkle City 2.0.
Let's go. Yeah. Well, this week, Doc, I promise.
Well, I'll be there. You just let me know, and I'll be there for sure.
I will. I'm not doing it on Friday or Saturday. I don't want to go head to head with you, and I definitely don't want to go head to head with Doc.
No, we can't. We can't miss office hours, can we? We can't skip school.
No.
We'll get in trouble.
No. He skipped last week.
Yeah, well, teacher was out of school last week, but I think we can forgive him for that.
Yeah, but thanks to you, we still had it, and I thought it came out real well.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Good job.
Yeah, we
had good fun.
The POV FOMO group.
No, we had good fun.
I was bouncing between class and helping Anna and Fulgens on their stream. So
yeah, they did a great job.
Splitting myself.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching Office Hours on Chrome and Anna and Fulgens on Safari at the same time. So I was commenting over there, but Paul gave me the idea. Alec is the truancy officer. I like that. Paul actually gave me the idea because in the comments he said something about I'm also watching, and so I said, well, I'll bring up Safari on the other screen and watch it over there,
Yeah.
and had a good time. We had a good time. Of course, I missed Doc.
Of course we did, yeah. He'll go on more vacations now. You guys can handle it.
I told him he can't be gone this much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, Alec did a very good job, Doc.
Oh, thank you.
He did you proud.
It was weird because everybody was at the conference and all this stuff, and nobody was streaming, and it was just like my entire weekly routine was just all messed up.
Yeah, me too. It was strange, wasn't it? Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to check myself into some rehab center someplace to kind of recover.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but I'm sure we'll get lots of great content with all the catch up stuff now from it.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to, as soon as Paul puts up the link, I'm going to get that ticket to watch the conferences too, because I really wanted to go. It's just that doctor's appointments and everything else got in the way. So
yeah, I'm trying to find the link. I haven't been able to track it down, so I'm going to ask a couple people and I'll get back to you with it.
If Doc is still online, maybe he can tell us what the link is to watch the conferences.
Yeah, Doc, do you have the replay or the link to sign up for the replays for people in video? Because the one I have just takes you to the full price version.
Yeah, I can't just see it either. We'll find it though.
Yeah. Plus, I heard there was a discount. No.
And the one that Anna and Fulgens did last week from there was nice because we got to see. Well, it's the first time I saw Sammy in, other than in office hours, and youngest one there, I think.
Anna and Fulgens did an incredible job. I mean, it was just amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they're a great team as well. Doing a sort of the double act thing. They do a really, really good job.
Yeah, do they live in different cities? It seems to me like
I'm not sure, to be honest. I thought they.
Well, one of the shows
in the same area.
Yeah.
Because one of the shows I watched, it said something about over here in my town, and I said the other one said, back over here in my town. So I figured they weren't living exactly the. Prince Aiden, whoever that is.
That's Mr. Camera Junkie's son.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's right, the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Office Hours once.
He usually makes an appearance every week on Mr. Camera Junkie's show. He pops in there towards the end or something. Plus, he's playing the piano.
Oh yeah, he's
amazing.
See what Doc says? Princeton, New Jersey, and Syracuse, New York. All right, so they are in different. They're actually in different states.
Well,
but
I think they're on the border, so I think they're.
Yeah, because sometimes they're in the same shot. No, they did a beautiful job. I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just enjoyed watching all the different people that I've seen on the internet talking live and answering questions, and of course that made me want to go find the replays so I can watch the things that they're all raving about. When Doc raves about something, it had to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's usually a good sign, isn't it? Yeah, I'd love to make it to one of those sorts of things myself at some point. It's a little bit tricky with where I am, certainly at the moment, to actually get over to something like that. But
can't you drive? Can't you drive over?
Technically, you could. It's a bit of a long route round, and it only works at a certain time of the year where you can get across the land bridge.
Yeah. No.
A short hop.
If you would.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the answer.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll let us know when they're ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the big things about international travel here is that Thailand's been they basically, when COVID hit last year, they just shut all the borders. So we had sort of most of last year. I think there was only like about 1,500 total COVID cases in the whole of 2020. So it did sort of work from that respect. But then it's just meant that people haven't been able to come in, and people who went out weren't able to get back in as well. So it's kind of put the put a bit of a dampener on any sort of international travel. But they've actually just announced now that they're going to open up from 1st of November for people to come in without having to do any quarantine or anything like that. So it also means that people who are going out can come back in as well. But it's
they've done that here for like Canada and Mexico. They're opening it up so that they can come across now too.
Right. So yeah, maybe people of video next year. I'll try and get over.
Yeah.
The problem with that is it now means Keely is free to roam the country.
Oh, well, that's always a danger.
Well, she's free to roam anyway. She can come from Canada down. The
Not
borders
right
of
now,
Canada.
she can't.
Oh no?
Not for leisure travel, only for quote business travel.
Kayaking experiences.
Yeah. She did come down. I wasn't sure how she put, but I know they've been talking about if it's business, they're letting people cross. So maybe she had business in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or faked it. I mean, she could always say, "I'm going down to referee a match."
Exactly.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Hey, Greg. Good evening.
By the way, I've just got to say, Greg, I saw the post that you had. I know you've got your bodybuilding competition coming up. You are looking like a superstar. I've got to say. Yeah, I've got a bit of catching up in that respect to do. In fact, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'll ever quite catch up, to be honest.
Oh, I would have an awful lot to catch up on. He did 100 miles. I'd be lucky if I could do 100 feet.
Yeah,
but when you get older, things slow down. You'll get there, both of you.
Uh-huh. Trust me, I used to do 100-mile bike rides. No more. Long time ago.
No.
3.5 more weeks to go, eh? Cool stuff.
Oh, good.
That's for the bodybuilding competition. Good stuff.
I'm gonna get off of the live so that Greg can come on, because I know that he likes to be on too. How do I?
I'm gonna bounce off too.
How do I get off the live without losing you?
Just click hang up.
If there should be just a button. I can do it if you want.
Yeah.
Alex is going to throw you out of the room.
I am.
Okay.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on, Michael. It's always nice to talk to you. We always have videos backwards and forwards, but it's nice to actually speak to you in person.
I appreciate it.
Greg says not today. He's exhausted just watching.
Good night. Oh, good night, Paul.
I'm going to run away too. I'm going to watch but not participate.
Well, thanks for...
I'll see you tomorrow night on office hours, both of you.
Okay, great stuff. Thanks, Michael. Thanks,
Bye.
Paul. Bye-bye. And Jeff's heading off as well. So I think everyone's exhausted. Everyone's tired of me. Well, I think that is actually probably a good time for me to queue up. Hello. I'll just say hello to Devon. Hi, nice to see you. That's great. So, I'm glad you like the videos. He does have moderating to do. The ultimate moderator. I'm glad you like the videos, Devon. And if you get stuck with anything, feel free to reach out. Yeah, the Stream Deck was just I bought the Stream Deck really to do the live streaming stuff. But then when I got it, I just couldn't believe it. Like all the stuff that I now use it for, it's become far more of a productivity tool than anything. Here I just use it for pressing a few buttons to change a few scenes around. But in my sort of work life, I just use it all the time for everything. It's just awesome. So yeah, I've got a whole load of other. I did the sort of beginner's guide to Stream Deck, and then I've done a few specific sort of niche videos about it as well. But I'm actually going to do like a whole sort of advanced series of it as well, where how I use it with Keyboard Maestro and stuff like that. In fact, I did a video. The last video I did about Stream Deck was about Keynote. So I basically programmed into Keyboard Maestro all of the Keynote menu items, so that I didn't have to physically assign keyboard shortcuts to it. And then I use the KM Link plugin so that I can activate my Keyboard Maestro from Stream Deck, and it gives me basically all of the menu commands for Keynote in Stream Deck. So I'm going to do that for other applications that I use as well. And Jarvis buttons. Looking for the Jarvis buttons. I can, I've got a copy of those because it was Stephanie, wasn't it? Stephanie Liu came on Doc's show and shared them. So yeah, I should be able to dig those out for you as well, Devon. I'll remind you as well, Doc, about that tomorrow in office hours. Just make a note of that. Right. Well, I am going to run as well, actually, because it's 6:20 in the morning here, and Dale, my little son, is usually first to be up, and I'm sure he'll be getting up any moment now. So yeah, it was definitely Stephanie Liu who made them. So yeah, in fact, she did a really great thing. That was what gave me the idea of doing a whole profile. So she shared the profile with I think I'm pretty sure it was Stephanie, shared the profile that had all of the actions already set up. So that's actually where I got the idea to start doing that with my icons. So when I've shared icons, I now actually just have the whole profile so that people don't have to set it up themselves. So yeah, they will indeed, Paul. Little feet will be. It's not pitter patter. He comes jumping. The living room's directly above me because I'm in the basement, and then the stairs just come down to that. And I always just hear his feet come in, and then he jumps the last two steps. So I always hear a thump. That's when I know that he's getting close. So yeah, great to see you all. Thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see. In fact, I'll probably see most of you all tomorrow in office hours. So yeah, have an absolutely wonderful day. One of these days, I'll get around to making an actual outro for my live streams. But until then, I'll just cut to to my usual end stream. Oh, I'll just say bye bye to Mummy Lala again as well. Great to catch you here as well. So that's all for now. But I will catch you all later. And anyone watching on the replay, I'll leave a link to some other videos over on the right hand side. So have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.